Hey, good morning, everyone. We are about to get started. We're going to wait about 30 or 45 more seconds for a few people to join. So I will be back in just a minute and we'll get started. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us this morning. Hope everybody in the state is okay with the storms. It came through this morning and we're able to get on. I know we had a couple of people say their power was out, but so anyway, we'll be quick. I know everybody has got stuff going on, but my name's Patrick Knowles. I'm going to be with you for a few minutes doing the GoFan webinar, telling you a little bit about it and how it can drive some value to your programs. I know it looks like a lot of these people on the webinar have used GoFan at some point, maybe in the playoffs and AHSAA playoff to some degree. But I got a good bit of information I'm going to share with you over kind of a quick period of time. So GoFan is super simple to implement. It can literally be done today if you wanted to, but obviously we don't have any events to do. But you'll see how simple it is as we go through the presentation. And while I've got you, I'm going to try to get you as much info as we have. So GoFan is the digital ticket provider for about 1,500 schools across the country, and we work with 37 state associations. So this past year alone, we were able to successfully transact over 1 million transactions. So got a good deal of confidence in being able to get you guys off the ground and running with digital ticketing if that's the decision you choose to make. So as you also know, GoFan is the official digital ticket partner of the Alabama High School Athletic Association for their postseason and championship events. And we've really enjoyed our partnership with Coach Savarese and his great staff over the past 5 years, and also working with over 100 schools in Alabama that have adopted digital ticketing. One thing about Alabama is amongst the top, if not the top in the country for digital ticket adoption and usage. So I think that's awesome being from Alabama. And, we hope to keep that going here in the next few years, obviously. So one thing that kind of I do want to touch on before we do this, if you've been thinking about digital, there's really no better time to really seriously consider it now with everything that's going on with the limiting person-to-person contact, potentially capacity limits at certain venues, people handling cash and paper, a lot of good stuff that we've got that can help you avoid that, along with all the other benefits that GoFan has. So as we're going through the presentation, you'll notice a chat feature down on the right. So if you've got any questions during the presentation, please pop them in there. There's no bad question. As always, the questions are private. And what we'll do after the presentation, we'll answer them as we're going. But after the presentation, we'll also do a Q&A live, and I'll answer any questions that you have. So for time's sake and to make sure we don't have really any technical glitches, I've done a quick recording of the presentation. So I'm going to play it and let it relay the information to you. And then after that, I'm going to come right back on live and we will knock out any questions that anybody's got. So we will jump right in.
All right, so let's jump right in. Today, we're going to cover, obviously, a little bit about GoFan, the ins and the outs of it, and what it takes to use GoFan. We're going to give you some industry insight and kind of an industry overview on digital ticketing in the high school space. Going to show you what it takes to get your school set up to use GoFan. Going to walk through the ticket validation piece, which is one of the most commonly asked questions, is how do I validate the tickets? We're going to walk you through the financial reporting aspect of it and how you get paid for your ticket sales, as well as a few additional GoFan products and tools that you can use outside of just your general admission ticketing. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to come back through at the end with a few questions. So GoFan and Huddle Tickets. Huddle Tickets has been serving high schools for about 20 years. We provide paper tickets to about 10,000 schools across the country. I looked on the attendee list, and most of you are familiar, if not all of you, with our Huddle paper ticket product. Today, we're obviously going to talk about GoFan, the digital product. GoFan Digital Tickets has been in existence for about 5 years. And, through that 5 years, obviously, with our previously existing knowledge of the high school space and high school events, we've catered this product to essentially allow you to be able to do everything that you need and then a little more to efficiently go digitally with your event. So to jump right in, a little bit of why GoFan. As I mentioned just a minute ago, we're the most used and trusted high school digital ticketing company in the country. So we have schools from east to west coast that use us. About 1,500 of those 10,000 customers have already adopted the digital ticketing to their schools for regular season events. So GoFan is simple to use, simple to get set up on, and it's free for your school to use. So there's no cost to get set up and host events online with GoFan. Customer support, we really take this very seriously on the customer side, meaning the school side, as well as the fan side. So our customer support is top notch, to be there to assist you and getting everything set up. If you have any troubleshooting aspects, they do a really, really good job of, taking the load off of you to be able to use GoFan to its fullest. The user interface is super fan friendly. One of the very important aspects for us as well. The fans got to be able to use it very simply, purchase a ticket quickly, pull it up on their phone. So it's very, very user friendly. The sales and financial transparency piece of it from a bookkeeper administrator's point of view is super advantageous for them to explore all the different avenues of GoFan and what it can do for you. Saves time, paperwork, adds transparency to your auditing, all kinds of stuff on the bookkeeper side that just makes sense nowadays to go digital. So the multiple products that we factored in that I'm going to share with you as well, aside from the general admission ticketing, allows you to do more and really implement GoFan from A to Z as far as your event, your go-to for your events to take them digital. So lastly, the fans are demanding this. I'm going to touch on a slide in just a minute, but I think it's safe to say that all of us transact digitally now. Everybody we know transacts digitally on a daily basis. So high schools are kind of the lagging piece to that digital transaction. There's always been typically a bunch of cash. So we're going to show you a way to eliminate as much of that as possible through the presentation. This is a presentation for Alabama schools. So I want to touch on Alabama for a minute. Alabama is one of the national leaders, if not the national leader, in digital ticketing within their schools and adoption of it. As you can see, well over 100 schools across the state use GoFan during the regular season for sporting events, things like proms and dances that I'll get into through the presentation as well. And as you can see, the penetration and usage of GoFan in the state has been received very well. Just over last year, a little over $1 million transacted in ticket sales online. So that's a lot of cash being taken out of the equation that obviously, just scales across the board and looks really well on the bookkeeping side for being able to take as much cash out of the equation as we can. So the Tech Society, just to hit on that for a little bit, every one of you, I think, can recognize one, if not all of these companies, and there's a good chance that you've used 1, 2, maybe 3 of these companies already today or will use them today. So the point of that piece is that the world, society, all kind of major companies across the country are teaching your fans, everyone, how to transact digitally and use their mobile device or computer as means of communication, transacting, paying for things. So the world's teaching everyone how to do this, and GoFan has just been put in place now to allow you to do it at your high school events and pretty much do it seamlessly. So what does a GoFan page look like, and what does it take to get set up on GoFan? Here you'll see a demo of what a school's GoFan web page would look like. Every school has a dedicated web page, and all of your events that you host online will be on that web page. Again, this is all completely free to get set up. To get set up, all you do is fill out a quick little form. We collect a little information from you, basically just some contact information. If you've got a special logo that you want to use on your page, you'll send that to us as well. We usually turn that around for you in about 24 or 48 hours, and you're ready to go. Again, very simple to use, pretty much fully customizable. You put your link up on your website, your social media, anywhere that you want, obviously, to expose your fans about the digital ticket sales that your school is doing. What does it look like to purchase a ticket? Here you'll see some purchasing options. You can obviously purchase on a computer. Most people purchase on their mobile phone. People can purchase on a tablet. So you can purchase on GoFan just like you can do any other digital product. So you'll see an example here. There's multiple ticket types. There's an adult ticket. There's a student ticket. You can do all sorts of different ticket types when you're listing your events. You can set quantities. You can set limits. All kinds of different things that you can do from a per event standpoint that it will allow you to fully maximize the digital piece of it. The online ticket redemption, as I mentioned earlier, it's one of the most commonly asked things is how do we redeem tickets? So what we've done in the past when we started, people could print their tickets and you could scan them. But what we've done is now just based off fans' preference and as we see the use cases go through, we've made it where it's a mobile only ticket redemption. So people were tired of using scanners, trying to create logins. Nobody wanted to use their own phone to scan. They would forget their passwords or not charge their phones. So we did, again, what all these other technologies are doing and put that control in the fan's phone, put it in their hands. So they're going to walk up and show you their phone and the tickets are just going to be redeemed right there on your phone. So there's no hardware needed by your school or any of your administration to redeem tickets. The training is about 60 seconds, which I'm about to show you how that works. It relies on a cell phone signal. So obviously if you've got a cell phone signal, you're good to go. You don't have to have Wi-Fi. Although obviously you can redeem tickets over Wi-Fi, but it's not needed. So what does the ticket redemption process look like? So the first step, somebody's going to walk up and show you their phone. Here on this phone, there's 5 tickets present on the phone. And the gate worker is just going to ask the fan to select the tickets, or the gate worker can do it for them. We recommend obviously doing it with a stylus, so you don't have to touch the fan's phone. You just tap the tickets that you want to redeem. And then you'll notice a validate tickets button at the bottom. So in this example, the gate worker has tapped the first 2 tickets as the ones that want to be validated. These are 2 adult tickets in this scenario. He's going to click the validate tickets button at the bottom of the screen, which is then going to bring you just to one more screen, which is just a precaution screen to make sure that you don't redeem your tickets too early. You hit the green validate button and you're going to get a green check mark, which means that ticket has been validated and is no longer available for use. So to go through that one more time, just to show you, a fan holds their tickets up at the gate. You select the tickets that you want to validate, hit the validate button on the phone. It's going to bring you to that one preventative screen. You hit the green button, and then it's going to give you a check mark. Those tickets have then been validated. And as you'll see here, they are moved to the redeem section of the fan's phone. So one common question we always get, can somebody do a screenshot? Can they pass their phone back through the gate? They can if they want to, but as long as the ticket's been redeemed, the gate worker's not going to be able to redeem it again. So it's a foolproof system that as long as you validate the tickets like you're supposed to do, like I just walked you through it, they cannot be used again. So after the event, if somebody doesn't use their ticket, those tickets cannot be used for another event. So it's done on a per event basis. If the fan does not use those tickets, then you still get paid for the tickets. So that's going to bring us to the same example. There were 3 tickets left that did not get validated. These are 3 student tickets. So in this example, maybe the parents came in to watch their older son maybe warm up and 3 other kids are coming later. Mom's bought all the tickets for everybody. So she's in the stadium, but she's got to get her tickets to her other kids that are coming to the game. She can simply transfer those to them via email or text message. One of the most common uses that we have on the platform is the transferability of the tickets. So super simple. You can transfer them 1 at a time, 3 at a time, 2, 1. It doesn't matter. But this transfer tickets feature of GoFan has become hugely popular over the past year since we implemented it. So very simple, again, for the fan to understand how to use. The financial piece of it is kind of it's the second or sometimes first interchangeably most commonly asked question, that and how to validate tickets. You have 24/7 access to an admin portal that allows you to see ticket sales up to the minute, up to the second. So you can log in at any time and see your ticket sales to be able to know where you're at for an upcoming event. In addition to that, you'll also get a automated reconciliation report for an event that happens. So let's use Friday night football. You got a Friday night football game. And if you wanted to, you got 2 options to check your ticket sales. Let's say you shut down the sales at the end of the third quarter, well, you can log right into your account and see how many digital ticket sales you had to add to your report. Or the next morning, you're going to get that automated report that's going to give you the same information. It's going to show you the number of tickets sold times the dollar amount, which is the amount of digital tickets that were sold online and what you're going to get paid for those. So we pay out every week, so payments come frequently every week. We recommend that you get on ACH direct deposit as the preferred method of payment. It's safer nowadays. It's more consistent, and it's quicker. It gets to you a lot quicker than us putting a check in the mail and sending it to you. If you require a check, though, we can obviously still send you a check. But the beauty of these digital ticket sales, again, it's instant. It's instant access to see the number of tickets that are sold for your event. Obviously, the money, it takes another day or two to get to you, but you will know instantly, as opposed to having to count cash and count it again and count it again. These reports, you look at them one time and they're 100% accurate. One other kind of last piece before I dip into the rest of the tools and additional products that we have on the GoFan platform is I like to stop right here. I just went back one slide, but I like to stop right here. If you've understood everything up to now, what it takes to get your school set up on GoFan, the ticket purchasing process, how you validate tickets, and the financial piece of it, then you're ready to get started with GoFan if that's something that you're looking to do. These two pieces, the ticket validation and the financial piece, those are the main things that you have to understand how to do with GoFan. On the schedule uploading, getting your events live, as I mentioned, our account managers help you and do all that for you right now. So you don't have to do any of that. It's just a little bit of communication. Hey, here's what I'd like to get up online. We do that for you. As long as you know how to validate the tickets and then understand how you get paid, then you're ready to get started with GoFan. So I'll move in kind of to the additional features and tools that we have on the platform aside from the general admission ticketing. And one piece of it that I've kind of interjected here, obviously, just as we're dealing with kind of a new normal, not knowing what that's going to look like, we're getting a huge response from people on, hey, how can we go digital and eliminate a lot of human-to-human interaction? So if you've been thinking about going digital and starting to sell tickets online, now there's no better time than now to do it. We have all kind of things in place that I'm about to show you. You can eliminate cash altogether if you want to. You can limit person-to-person contact. You can set limits on your capacity. If you have certain venues that have capacity limits, but you need to even trim them down more based off the social distancing, our system can allow you to do that. Again, this is here for you to get set up on, and you use it to the degree that works for you and your school. There's no cost to get set up on the GoFan platform. One really neat product that we have is a GoFan mobile pass. So essentially consider the plastic passes. If you use, say, a plastic pass for an all sports pass or maybe a season ticket pass, you can now put a digital pass in place of the plastic pass. So a couple of the features of that, passbacks is one of the main concerns that we always hear. Well, kids are always passing these through the gate. This eliminates that. The distribution is digital, so you no longer have to worry about distributing these passes, whether it's at a registration or you have to mail them or people are coming into your office constantly for a couple of weeks as school's getting going. These are all distributed immediately digitally to the person who purchases phone and their GoFan account. You've got the ability to sell them all year. Obviously, you're going to have a surge at the beginning of a school year or a season when you sell these, but you've also got the ability to now keep these up for sale all year. And they're selling online, and in most cases, you may not even be knowing it until you get paid for them, obviously. So you can track attendance as well. One of the key things that people always ask us is, hey, we don't know how many of these are getting used. Well, this gives you the ability to track the attendance, and you don't have to deal with the lost cards, right? So you don't have to deal with, oh, I left my card at home or I lost it. Can I get a replacement one? There's one thing that we can pretty much guarantee that if somebody's coming to your event, they're going to have their phone with them as opposed to something else they may leave behind or lose. So really cool pass feature. Here's kind of how it works. I mean, it works exactly the same on the redemption side as the regular digital tickets do. So you've got your pass over here on the left. You're going to select which pass you want to use. You're going to get that green validation screen. You're going to get the check mark once it's validated, and then that pass is going to be deactivated for a certain period of time. As you'll see here on the bottom one, that was the one that we just validated. It has been deactivated for a period of 4 hours, so it can't be used again. So that time period of the deactivation stage is totally up to you. It can be 15 minutes, it could be 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever works for you given the particular season or sport that you may be in. It doesn't have to be set the same all year. So we can change it in football season, for example. You might want it to be 2 or 4 hours. In the spring sports, you may want to cut it down in case people are jumping around from sport to sport. So during that process, also, we've got the ability, you know, if you would like to collect certain pieces of information from the people purchasing, such as, you know, mom's name, dad's name, student's grade, anything like that, we can collect that to go along with the past purchase procedure. And kind of, as I mentioned, the best practices here is that, you know, you can sell these in multiple different facets versus selling them maybe out of your athletic office and having to deal with the cash and check that comes in on the 1s and 2s at a time. It's all done digital. You can scale this across all your different platforms to be selling consistently and constantly as the year's getting kicked off and then through the season. And we also work with booster clubs on these. So if you have a booster club that handles certain things independently of maybe the athletic department, feel free to contact or get us in contact with them. And we can work with them just as their school account and take them digital as well. So, you know, they all kind of flow hand in hand with the ticket aspect of it and the pass piece of it. So you don't have to retrain your gate staff on how to validate any digital product that comes through. GoFan Box Office is another product. We launched this actually last year. We piloted it with about 100 schools across the state, and it was a phenomenal release of a product. What is GoFan Box Office? It's very simple. It's just what you see here. It allows you to now take credit cards at your event. So I don't think there's any event nowadays that, you know, you don't have 2, 3, 4, 10 or 50 fans walk up to an event, depending on the size of it, and say, hey, can I use my credit card? I don't have any cash. Well, the GoFan Box Office gives you the ability to now accept credit card payments at your event. So super, super easy and intuitive flow for your money takers or your ticket takers to be able to use. You log in, you select the event that you want to take payments for, and you simply push a plus sign as people are coming up to pay for the quantity of tickets they need. They choose their method of payment. We accept all 4 credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover, as well as mobile and contactless payments. So your Google Pays, your Apple Pays, people can just hold their phone up to the little card reader you see here and make their purchase without having to touch anything. So another cool thing about the reporting is included with the GoFan online sale. So let's say that you sold 500 tickets online on GoFan, 500 tickets via GoFan Box Office at the gate. Well, those 500 plus 500 is going to both be on your reconciliation report. So again, huge financial accuracy, transparency, and time savings on the back end for you having to deal with counting cash and matching up tickets. Here's a look at kind of the flow of the GoFan Box Office. As I mentioned, you would log in. We give each school obviously has their own individual login. The only thing that they're going to be able to access is their school's events. You select the event that you want to take payments for, and you just walk through the process. A fan could get emailed or text a receipt if they choose to. Most fans don't. You hit the no receipt button. It takes you to the payment screen, and you make the payment. This whole process takes anywhere from 3, 4, 5 seconds for someone to walk up, you know, enter their card or present their mobile pay to get the green check mark, and then obviously they get admitted into the event. One other really neat feature that schools have been implementing to a degree, but we're having more and more wanting to do it with the no contact or potential no contact implementations that might be coming out as we get back in the fall, is a self-checkout option. So you can take your phone out right now and open your camera, and if you hover it over the QR code on the bottom left, it's going to take you to a specific event. And this specific event is essentially consider walking up to a Friday night football game, and you've got these signs out. Somebody holds their phone up over it, and it's going to take them right to that specific game where they can make a quick purchase, check out as a guest, and present their ticket on their phone. So if you look at the lady on the right holding her phone up to that sign, imagine each one of these signs is one of your cash takers. So imagine having 3, 4, 5 of these signs sitting outside your gate where people are walking up now and just holding their phone over it, making a digital purchase, and not even having to go to a ticket window in most instances. So this is another really cool feature that we're rolling out heavily coming out in the fall. Marketing, we help you with certain marketing aspects. You know, if you got a big game, big event that you want to promote, we'll help you put some GoFan info on there, some digital ticketing lingo on there that you can promote on your social media, emails, school bulletin, things like that. Outside of athletics, GoFan can be used for performing arts. Performing arts is one of the main things outside of athletics that schools use it for. So it's an event, right? So you sell tickets to it. Well, you can sell them online. Pre-sales are huge for performing arts. Capacity controls are really big as well. So selling performing arts is just as easy as selling, tickets for an athletic event. You just let us know what you want to, what the details of the event. Obviously, we get that up, and then you're off and good to go with a specific link to that specific event. One of the second most commonly used cases of GoFan is proms. So proms are huge. Like, gone are the days where probably everybody on this call, I know it's sure in my day that if you wanted to get a prom ticket, you had to go to the lunchroom between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock for you had 2 weeks to go get it. Well, that's just super archaic and way past its time. You get the event up online with GoFan. You've got one link where people go to if they want to buy a prom ticket. Again, we can collect certain information here, such as students' names, students' grades, student ID, all kind of safety or preventative measures to make sure you know who's purchasing a ticket for your prom. And now that teacher or administrator that's taking up those cash payments and check payments and doing daily reconciliation for weeks upon time, they can go back to doing either teaching the class or doing their administrative work and do other more productive things versus having to worry about taking up tickets for prom sales. So huge use case on the prom sale. We actually have had hundreds of schools actually that were using us for prom during this time right now. And if you're looking at this as a bookkeeper or administrator and had to deal with refunds of prom tickets about right now, or if you're still dealing with it, very, very big reason to look at making the shift digital. We were able to handle refunds for hundreds of schools, pretty much with a few clicks of a button, and securely get everyone's money back to them that purchased a prom ticket. So really big benefit on the refund side of things. I will touch on the refund side of it. We handle refunds in the same way that you do. So if somebody buys a ticket to one of your events and doesn't show up, obviously you don't refund them. So we have the same refund policy online that you do. If an event's canceled, it's not going to be made up, then you come to us and you say, hey, this event's canceled, it's not going to be made up, we need to refund everybody. So we follow the same guidelines that you do on the refund aspect of it. One more kind of page here before we get to the questions and items that everybody's been putting in the chat is that we're the complete solution. For your events for your school, we have all the tools in place to be your total solution across the board. Obviously, I hit on the paper tickets, the mobile season passes that we have. We'll work with your booster clubs, proms, dances, theaters, performing arts, any types of registrations also. We're not talking about school registration. If you're doing some camps, certain things in the athletic department, maybe that, people are selling t-shirts, you can put those up on GoFan. So there's a lot of other things that we can also transact on GoFan for you to eliminate that cash handling and daily reconciliation that you have to do at the school. So we're going to stop right there, and I am going to come back live and answer any questions with you. We're going to pop up also a poll question right now. It's a very simple one. It's going to ask you, are you ready to get started with GoFan or not? If you're not, that's great. But if you are, you can click yes. And I think there's going to be a third option maybe that says, send me some more info. So please fill out one of those so we'll know how to properly follow up with you after this call and get you set up if you're ready to get going.
All right, thanks everybody, and hopefully that was some good information for you. We've got a couple of questions that have come in, and let me make sure that y'all can hear me here. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're going to jump right into the questions real quick. One of the first ones was, how long does it take to get set up on GoFan, and what does that look like? So we can get you set up. I mean, literally we usually say give us 24 to 72 hours to get everything set up for you. But the way the process works is we'll collect a little bit of information from you. We usually collect a GoFan contact, one or two. It's usually the athletic director or the principal or assistant principal, and that person is just somebody that we can shoot information to, maybe schedule requests or just some newsletter type stuff to keep you up to date on what's going on. Then we'll ask for a financial contact as well, which is usually a bookkeeper, athletic secretary. It can be principal or athletic director as well. Mainly, we're just going to reach out and say, hey, how would you like to get paid? Either via ACH, direct deposit, or check, and proceed appropriately depending on which one you choose. And give us a logo, obviously, during that. But anyway, that registration or setup time, it's like a 1 to 2 minute process. And then our account management team will take everything from there and get you up and going. Again, if you've got any questions, we popped up also one of the last poll questions we did. I see most people have answered it. If you hadn't, if you don't mind clicking that one, it's it is, are you ready to start offering digital ticketing? That'll kind of help us be able to send the appropriate stuff to you once we get off of this. But the next question was, how do we load schedules? One great thing about us, as opposed to maybe some of the other tools that you use for your website or whatever, the schedule loading for the stages, we do all that for you. So we'll take your schedules and load those up to your GoFan page, send you the links once we get done, and say, hey, take a look at this and make sure it looks all right. And if everything looks good, then you're ready to go. If you need us to change anything, whatever it may be, then you just let us know and we'll change it for you. So really simple process there. And as far as getting things up, let's say that, you have a quick event that's coming up for whatever it may be. Say that you made the playoffs or something and you're selling t-shirts and you want to do it all digitally online. Well, just let us know. We can usually get stuff like that up really quick. But we usually try to have a good little lead time before we get your events up. But we can get stuff up really, really quick, if you have a sense of urgency to it. So somebody also asked, how do visitors purchase tickets? So visiting fans can purchase tickets just like the home fans can. So if a visiting fan wanted to go on GoFan, let's say school A is hosting it and school B is the visitor. If they go to GoFan and type in school B or school A, it's going to pop up through our search intelligence, and they're going to be able to find that game appropriately. Obviously, we pay the home school. That's the way most schools, if not all of them in Alabama, do. So if a visitor buys a ticket on GoFan, it's tracked back to the sales of the host event, and we pay you for all those sales. So one really good thing also about GoFan is that we pay you for all the tickets that are sold. If fans purchase online, similar to, in the past, if you have sold tickets at school pre-sold and people don't show up, they can't get a refund on Monday or after the event, whatever sport it might be. Same application here. So if it's a big advantage to pre-sell tickets, people that don't show up, you still get paid for them. So one other thing I'll mention on that real quick, regarding pre-sale tickets, you guys, a lot of you host, some big rivalry games, and you're shipping a roll or two of tickets or driving over to deliver them to your crosstown rival, whoever it may be. They're selling tickets at their school, collecting cash, and then trying to get that all back to you and do it accurately and securely and safely. I mean, this can eliminate all that, similar to what we do in the playoffs in Alabama. If you're the visiting team, you no longer get a roll of paper tickets. If you want to purchase tickets in advance, you go online to do it. So big advantage to using GoFan there. Let me see if I can get through a few more of these. Can we scan tickets? We don't offer scanning of the tickets anymore, and I'll tell you why. When we started this 5 or 6 years ago, scanning was the way that we did it, mainly because we didn't have a mobile application to touch to redeem. And as we saw the trend of the fans go towards once we could offer scanning and the mobile-only version, once we had the mobile-only version, by far exceed the usage of the scanning at say, a school that was using both. Once we saw that trend going, we just did away with the scanners. It was a hassle for most people. People had to have their own equipment. They had to charge it. They had to have a passcode. Nobody at schools ever wanted to use their own phones. You'd have to teach people how to do it at every event. And it was just it's a hassle is the reason that we don't offer the scanning. The mobile touch application is much more efficient, and it allows you to train people in 30 to 60 seconds and scale it across the school. The fees on the GoFan Box Office, a question came in, the fees per ticket. It's $1 per ticket on the GoFan Box Office ticket. So if somebody uses a credit card, it's $1 per ticket. So GoFan could be used for school registration. No, that question was, can GoFan be used for school registration? We don't get into like your school registration, like your AP classes and what you would think of as typical pre-registration for the whole school. We're not the ideal solution for that. Referring more to like registration for camps or maybe some special event type stuff, meaning the registration. If you need to collect money for some form of registration and you just want to do it digitally and you need to collect a little bit of information, maybe like a field trip or a camp, get a student's name, an adult's name, t-shirt size, emergency contact, we can create a custom form for you that will allow you to do that. But we're not your typical full-blown school registration type platform. One just came in, a big one about handling capacity. I know there's a lot of stuff. Let's see. So capacity. There's a lot floating around right now around capacity limits at events in the fall. So GoFan will allow you to manage those once you get it set up without doing anything or worrying about anything. We can set capacity limits to every single event that you put up if you need to. And once those are hit, then you're sold out and you know exactly where your capacity is. We also have some unique things in place where, if you want to make sure parents have a certain allotted amount of tickets and visiting fans have a certain amount allotted tickets, then we can manage that as well for you. So something to really think about as we're moving into the fall, depending on what it's going to be looking like. We have the ability to manage that. So you realistically wouldn't have to touch anything in regards to the capacity management. Can you do specific seating for performing arts was one question. Yes, we can do specific seating for performing arts. It's actually a really big use case with GoFan. It allows you to pre-sell tickets as well. And in some cases, sell out your performing arts events before they even start. So you don't even have to worry about a box office in a lot of cases. And let's see what else we've got. Somebody asked if they want some more administration to be able to watch this. We'll send you a recorded link of this after the presentation that you'll be able to share with anybody, along with kind of the PowerPoint notes and specific notes. So yes, you can share that with anyone, and we'll be able to, if you want to do a specific one, I'll say if you're an athletic director watching this and you say, hey, I want to get my principal and assistant principal to do this, reach out to me. My contact information is right here, and I'll be glad to do a one-on-one with y'all, another live one. Comp tickets, yes, you can send comp tickets in your admin portal of GoFan. So if you traditionally send, say, the away school 10 or 20 comp tickets for their coaches, families, or whatever it may be, you can send them tickets, comp tickets, through our back-end portal, and they can obviously use the digital, and you won't have to worry about getting the paper over to them. How much is the box office package? The box office package is, so what it is, it's 2 tablets, it's 2 card readers, and connectivity to those tablets so that you can take them anywhere. They have cell phone connectivity, so you can take them anywhere, get them right out of the package, and start using them. The cost of that whole package, again, 2 tablets, 2 card readers, and connectivity. So that platform fee to get everything set up with the equipment is $2,000. So $2,000, you get all that, the connectivity for 2 years, and so after trialing and piloting this year about 100 schools across the country, the number one thing that we ran into was just a little troubleshooting of people trying to use their own devices and not having the settings configured correctly, thinking that they have Wi-Fi at their gate, but they really don't. It's only in the press box. This is the package that we have chosen to roll out for the upcoming year. Just based off our trials from last year, this is what we feel is going to be the ideal package. If you want to purchase additional kits, meaning a tablet, card reader with connectivity, after that initial platform fee, the kits are only $350 a piece. So if you needed, say, 4 of them, it would be $2,700. Let's see if we have 1 or 2 more. when the frequency of your payout, we pay out once a week. So, if you got a Friday night game, you're going to get paid for that the next week. The beauty obviously of GoFan is you can check realistically at the end of the third quarter. If you shut down your gates, you can log into the admin panel of GoFan, and you can look and get the instant amount of tickets that you sold for that event to add to your ticket report. We also, as I mentioned during the presentation, send a reconciliation report the morning after. It's automated, so you'll have that waiting on you when you come in the day after an event. But again, ticket sales can be seen immediately whenever you want to during an event, and we pay out the following week. If we have any more coming in, and if I didn't get to any of these, or if I don't, then I will review it after and send an email to you specifically. Somebody asked about, can payment be done using Venmo, PayPal, etc.? It can be done using mobile wallets with Apple Pays and other types of mobile pays. So the way to think of it with GoFan, it's pretty much the same thing as a PayPal or Venmo style payment, except it's GoFan. So for your events, this is your Venmo, PayPal type thing. So people can go online. Obviously, they'll log in and create their account at GoFan, and that's just kind of their go-to. Once they purchased one time, they go in there and they simply push a button or two to make that payment. So very similar to it. So we kind of look at it as, somewhat the Venmo, PayPal for schools events and the way that people pay. Let's see if I have one or two more coming through here. The per ticket fee. The per ticket fee is $1 plus 5% for each ticket sold online. So if you've got a $5 ticket, the fee to the fan is going to be $1.25, and we remit that full $5 to you. So that obviously scales up. If you got a $7 ticket, it's going to be $1.35 would be the fee for the fan. We remit the full $7 to you. So fans are obviously, and people are comfortable with this. That you've got a fee for anything that you do online, whether it's a shipping or tax or anything like that. So fans, they actually prefer to go. If they prefer to go online, then the convenience and the no hassle of having to get cash or stand in line at a gate to purchase tickets is obviously well worth it to them. So fees are low comparatively speaking. If you think about a Ticketmaster or any other type fee that you have in the event space. So we try to keep it as low as we obviously can for the low ticket prices. And I think that might be it. And again, I think I have one or two more that may have popped through, but I will email those out specifically. And again, if you have any questions about anything, please feel free, again, reach out to me directly at any time. And I'll be glad to get on the phone with you, walk through one-on-one, if we get through where we can actually travel around. I'm here in Birmingham, so I'll be glad to come and meet with you guys individually. And we've got another webinar that's going off at 11 o'clock also, and it's called Do More with the GoFan. It allows you, it's going to get into more details of how to use these additional products, look at cashless style events, and manage capacity restriction type things. So if you're interested and like what you've seen now, are ready to sign up, if you've got time, I would urge you to get on the 11 o'clock one as well from the email that we previously sent out. You can click to register for that one. So again, thanks everybody for the time, and hope that you have a great day.